Hi everybody, this is Trudy, your Tru Fit Real Talk tonight. I wanted to go over some things with you that I really just had an epiphany to yesterday. I love and miss you too, Keisha. I really do. You don't know how much I love you and how much I miss you. I can't talk to you because it gets me so upset. But I am going to call you when I get finished. I love you. Well, hey Jerry, and hey Dale, hey Tamara, how you guys? Keisha, my girl, yes. Hi Irene, hey, you gonna be in class tomorrow, girl? I sure did miss you. Hey Amy, how are you? Guys, I wanted to talk about something, an epiphany that I had, and I want to say, first of all, to the rude man, is it okay for men to ask how old women are nowadays? Is it really okay to ask that when you don't know a woman? I mean, is it like that? I mean, oh my gosh. Anyway, hi Laundry. Hey Keisha, what you doing? I love you so much. Jennifer, what's up? Tamara, good to know you guys are watching. So again, is it okay that a man comes up to you, say like in the grocery store, hey Gwendolyn, and ask you how old you are? Is that okay, guys? I just thought, wow, this is really kind of crazy. Hey, Carrie. But I want to let everybody know, hey, I'll be 49 this year. 49. So I'm very thankful. How far God has brought me. And for the people that I grew up with, and some people that are actually watching that I actually went to high school with. I went through a very big transition after high school. I actually went through two failed marriages. You know, it wasn't one side or the other. It was just two failed marriages that were decisions made outside of God. But I went through a physical, mental, spiritual, emotional transition where I was over, I was like at that 200-pound mark, and those people that grew up with me and went to school with me, Landry and others that are tuning in, I was always small when I was in school, but when I went through these transitions, I got to where I was very sick, I was very big, I was very insecure about the person that I am, the person that I was. So in going through that, I became a different person. Hi, Miss Debbie. Hey, Andressa. Oh, my God. Congratulations on the new baby. Just a beautiful girl. Oh, my God. Jonathan. Hi, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. But I wanted to go over tonight about centering ourselves and actually getting to a place that we are comfortable with ourselves. And finding out how it's okay to pray to God for things that we need and things that we want. And what I had gone over earlier in the year, in fact, the very first Sunday of the year was God gives us the desires of our heart. But where is our heart as far as the desires? We need to find out where our heart is for those desires to be in line with God. Because God is not going to really give us everything we want as far as getting to the Ferrari and getting the, everything like that. So we've got to line up our desires of the heart according to how God wants us to, okay? Tonight I still have my oil on, so if I'm shiny, please forgive me. I did have the babies today. We did kind of go out, so I'm kind of took it halfway off, but didn't want to look too bad for you tonight. Good to see you, Christina and Miss Dora. Mark Proper, huh? That's odd. Okay, good to have you on. But I wanted to talk about your spiritual inner awakening and how to ask for and learn how to ask for blessings. I love my father, my earthly father. He is a good man. I know Mark Proper knows him, Mr. Kirk, Mr. Gerald A. Kirk. He was an instructor at my high school, and very much a very stern and firm father as an earthly father, but very much a loving father, always provided for me. With that being said, he was a very prideful person as well. He was very much a person that was self-sufficient and very much a self-made man, to the point where he built his own house with his hands, stick by stick, you know what I mean? We did that, and that's how he's lived his whole life, self-made man. So I had a friend of mine last night. I've always had trouble asking the Lord for financial blessing. I didn't know why until last night. A lot of times we hit a wall and we're like, we don't know why we're not getting the things that we need and things that we want in order to bless other people. And my cup is full, but it doesn't overflow. I just dig into what I have that I know is for whatever else, but I don't care, because I'm going to keep blessing other people and keep doing my free classes and keep doing what I do, because I want to be out there for people, because I was in a place that I was so destitute to the point that I was so very unhealthy, and I didn't have anybody to reach out to me. And then when I talk about it, it gets me, pretty upset. But when I think about praying to God about finances and asking for blessings, I didn't know why I was hitting a brick wall. And I kept feeling almost ashamed to ask the Lord for things that I need. Now, I've always been very I would submit myself to God to be a good mom. Hi, Miss Janice. Hi, Daryl. Hi, Michelle. But I would never ask for me to have overflow, because I thought, well, that's being greedy, and that's being, I don't ever want to come across as being selfish or greedy or anything like that, because that's not where my heart is. And so I would be ashamed to ask the Lord, I need money, and I need sufficient of this, but I need overflow in order to help other people. And Daisha, I love you so very much, girl. I really do. And so last night, we were looking at prayers on how to pray in the way that I was wanting, because I want my cup to be full, but I want it to overflow for blessings to other people. That means money and everything else, because let's be honest, people need their bills paid. They need food on the table. They need to be fit. They need to be mentally aware. They need to be healthy. They need so many things. And that so many times the need is tied to financial need. And when I pray to God, I'm like, I want to have my cup full and overflowing. I want the overflow to go to the people that I care for, to you guys, just to bless you. And to bless anybody that needs me, that comes through my path. If God sends you through my path, I want to be able to bless and meet you at the point of your need, the way that I've been met at the point with my needs. So I was thinking about what has got me at this brick wall, and the awakening came whenever Daisha was digging in to ask me questions. And you really need a friend like this to get real with you, to have accountability with. Accountability is number one in your faith, in your fitness, in a relationship, in your work, in anything that you do. Accountability is key, okay? Just for future reference. But she was talking to me about my childhood, and I love my father, I love my mother, I love my stepmom. Nothing about the parental entities that I am ashamed of. They're very good people. But again, like I said, my dad was prideful. He didn't ask people for money or for help. So in turn, I never asked him for help, because I never seen it properly done. He is a hard, prideful person. as I was growing up. He is no longer that way. Life has got him a little soft, but I love him so much. The person he is now, you guys would not even recognize him. But I didn't ever learn to ask for money, and I never asked him for money. When I did, it would be in the form of a loan. And I always paid him back. And yes, guys, with interest. He was just that type of person. So it kind of would have shamed me to ask for money. So I never learned how to ask the Lord for money. And it really got me in a situation last night to where I was very upset. Hey Tamil, hey LaDonna, hey Miss Dot, how are you guys doing tonight? It sure is nice to know you're watching. I'm talking about learning how to ask for things, for blessings that we need, not just for us, but for overflow, to bless other people, and how I've been in a rut trying to ask for financial gain to help people in my overflow so I can help push it out to other people. Case in point is that I need equipment for my classes. I've had this equipment. Now it's good equipment. It's PV speakers. I mean, when I got it, I got it and it was good, but I've had it for like 5 years. And I just need new equipment because I use it every day. I bang it in and out of my car. The wiring is, I've gone through so many wires for it. It's just, and actually I need a new PC as well because I couldn't hardly see it. It's just being, anyway, it is what it is. But the fact is, we just need things whenever we work, whenever we try to do things. But in asking for financial gain from my Heavenly Father, I've never been able to do it. And I've never been able to get to a point to where I've ever been comfortable doing it. And Daisha has been key in helping me get to that point and find out why I've never been able to actually ask for money from my Heavenly Father, because I've never been able to ask my earthly father for money and feel adequate and secure about doing it, because I've always felt ashamed about asking for things that I need, because I've always felt like I needed to be independent and be somebody that I could stand on my own 2 feet. I'm a single mom. I've got 2 children I have raised, and I've got 2 grandchildren now that my daughter is raising, and I'm being Nana. But these things that are coming up, that are creeping up in my spirit, and the awakening of my spirit, and learning how to know God in a way that is in a different part of my life now, and knowing how to ask Him for the things that I need to be a blessing to you guys and to bring you what you may need in your life. I've just had very much a hard time. And I would like to know, in your walk, in your spiritual walk, or your physical walk, your fitness walk, whatever that journey is, has it been hard for you to ask for something you felt maybe ashamed of, or maybe even guilty about? I have felt guilty about the money situation because I felt I wasn't worthy. And honestly, I fight with that because of the person that I was with. Kind of made me feel shameful of myself. But at the same time, He taught me a lot in that, number 1, never to go back to that situation, right? And number 2, assess myself every so often. And I would, ask that you guys assess yourself every so often, because sometimes we've identified ourselves as something that we were 5, even 10 years ago, and we've identified ourselves as being somebody that we were 10 years ago. But I'm not that person anymore. God has made a new creature in me, and I dare to say that God has probably made a new creature in you if you have walked in Christ more than, 2 weeks. just kind of a guess out there, but reassessment of who you are on the inside and reassessing who you are on the outside. Because I was talking to someone yesterday, Miss Lisa, about the things that we have on the inside of us in our spiritual awakening. When we start cleansing on the inside, our outside can't help but show the differences that we have made on the inside. So I challenge you to start your self-awakening, your walk, to start centering yourself around the energies that be. And while I'm talking about energies, what type of energies are you around? I mean, everything is made up of molecules of atoms and energy, and the table's energy, the chair's energy, the phone is energy, you guys are energy. We are all made up of this energy. Now, what type of energy do you elude? I mean, do you put off a positive energy in your spirit, or do you put off a negative energy? God says to focus on all the good things, to focus on the things that are pure and holy, to focus on the nice things of the world. And I know it's hard sometimes. We see bad things, we see things that's happening, but I would challenge you also to not look at CNN and not look at the news for a week. How about doing that for 21 days of prayer and fasting? Fast the news, fast local media and stuff like that. So I'm just saying, sometimes it can really keep you from having a headache and a heartache if we just turn the news off. Even turn off the Facebook. Sometimes if we have everybody's feed coming in on ours and not be selective about the feed, we can get very upset on what we're watching. So whatever you put in the eyes and the ears, it starts to mess with us in our brain. So we have to be careful about what we're putting in our eyes and what we're putting in our ears. So being centered, starting your journey, and I don't know where you're at on your journey, but starting on your journey, I love you too, Sister Tina. I love you, Miss Tina. I would love to see you too. Hey, Miss Deborah. But if you're starting on your journey, or you've been in your journey many years, there's a difference. There's a difference in how you were to how you are now. I don't care if you just started or you've been in it 20, 30, 40, 50 years. You know who you were before you have your awakening of being saved and your salvation. Because the inner man starts to live. When your inner man starts to live, that's when your conscience can be your guide. That's when you can figure out, hey, this is really not right. Hey, this doesn't sound right. Hatred and all the division and stuff that we see going on. So I say turn off the TV. But things that we see going on is division. The devil wants us to be divided. Divided ever how many pieces of pie he can make it. Because if we're ever united, he'll never win. But we know how it ends. So we already know how it's going to be. It's just that we're going to have to condition ourselves to let only in those positive energies and those positive things to make us strong. My classes, I started them as just classes, but God actually had a vision for me that he showed me long before I even became, I guess about a year before I even became an instructor at the YMCA. He showed me a vision, and I was just attending the YMCA. Yes, ma'am, Miss Tina. Oh, yes, positive. And you're freed once you become a positive person. And you can choose what you want to see. You can choose to see the positive, or you can choose to see the negative. Like the cup is, half empty or half full. Ever how way you see that is going to determine your whole day. And I've always felt that. And my dad has always been a positive person, so he's always pushed that in my life as well. But in our walk with the Lord, or in our walk with your energies, and I'm not pushing, I'm a Christian, 110%, But I'm not going to sit here and judge you because you may not be. It's not me to judge. I'm not a person to judge. All I'm going to tell you is that what I believe. But I hope you believe in something. I hope you believe that there's a God above, that a creator that cares for you. But again, that is your personal preference. I cannot judge you. I will not judge you, but I will pray. I pray for all of our world. It's not just God bless America, right? It's all of our world, guys. This is our world that we're talking about. The Lord made us all. And it breaks my heart for us to see division in the world as a whole, because we're dividing it up. I mean, we're letting those things come in and talk to our minds and deal with us in a way that we are getting out of control. Again, that's another issue we could talk about for days and days. And hey Chris, hey Sabrina, hey Jeff, hey Sarah, Iram, it's good to know that you're there. Yes, ma'am. Oh, yes, ma'am. We always have God with us, and if we know Him, we can be convicted of the things that we know that we need to do, right? And we know that we need to be accountable for those. And we're not going to always do it right, but we can always make it right. I mean, just because we may mess it up one day, we just need to get back up and just start again, right? That's true. That's true. Hi, Miss Angela. But again, I want to talk about our awakening of our inner man, and the reflection of the inner man will show on the outer body. In my classes, when I first started, what I was saying is that when we first started the Northeast YMCA class, I had two people, guys. Miss Terry seen something in me. Hey, Tony DuBose. I love you, man. I've been praying about you and your family. I hope all is well. And if you need me, please call me. You have my number, dude. You have my number. Call me if you need me. But Miss Terry Harville had seen something in me years ago and asked me to do classes there at the YMCA in the Roebuck area. And I reluctantly said, but I suck. I'm not a good instructor. I'm horrible. She said, no, I see something in you, and I want you to come and be our Zumba instructor. So I did. I was their instructor, and I had two people. I had two people for I guess over a year. And then I started getting 3, and I thought, woo! And then I got 4. And then I got 6. I was like, wow, I got 6. Oh my gosh. But I really was a bad instructor for a long, long time. And about the second year, I thought I was going to quit being a Zumba instructor. And I cried. And my mentor is Christina Rodriguez and Jahira. But I got with Christina, and I can remember crying to her for hours. And the emotion that came with it was so intense. And this was the start of my awakening, okay? The start of my journey. And everybody's got to have a start. Know your start. Log your start. Know where that was. Sometimes we have to, when we get in such a rut, we have to go back where we started. There's nothing wrong with that. We have to mentally and emotionally go back to where we started to find out what is going on and some of the mud and the mess that we have to go through. We have to go back to where we started. But when she got me and I got to talk to her, and she told me, she said, this is the 2-year rut. You'll be okay. And she started talking to me, and she started mentoring me, and she started letting me, do a couple of songs in her class, and actually telling me, hey, well, this doesn't work, or this does work, or this is nice, or no, this is not right. And it was constructive criticism. You need somebody in your life that's going to tell you when you're wrong and not take it in a bad way. It needs to be a good kind of constructive criticism. So she fed into me, and she put into me, she sowed and sowed seeds of good faith that I was going to become a good instructor. And I don't know what she's seen in me, and I don't know what Miss Terry's seen in me, but they worked on me all the time. God worked through them all the time to help me help other people, because they seen some type of resource in me that I could be able to be helpful to other people. God works through people. I mean, he's a miracle worker, but 99% of the time he's going to work through a surgeon, or work through a caseworker, or work through a teacher. You teachers out there, Ebony, Jennifer, you guys are it's amazing the job that you do. Angela, Scott, you guys are phenomenal at what you do. I could never be a teacher. My dad was a teacher for many years. You have to be a certain kind of person to sow into kids like that and to enjoy it. But I had Christina sowing into me over and over and over. And as frustrated as I would get, I would come back and I would cry. I'd be like, I got a call from such and such. They said that I just suck. I'm not a good instructor, and I can't do it. I don't want to do it anymore. And she said, you can't quit. And I remember at the time that I used to help Eric Santana. I used to help him, and he had come in to do, I think it was Pro Skills at one time. And I told him, I said, I think I'm going to quit. I just can't. I can't handle this anymore. I feel like I'm just really not a good instructor. And this is part of the spiritual journey, that you have to work through the mud and the muck. You just have to work through it. You have to see it for what it is. You have to call it out for what it is and say, whatever journey you're going through, you've got to find somebody that's already been through it, that's been on the other side. My person, my people was Terry, was Miss Christina, was Eric Santana. Both of them said, you cannot quit. Have the strength to stay. Now, whether it be a Zumba instructor, or whether it be something that you believe in so much, as I did being an instructor, if you believe in it so much, it is worth the fight. It is worth the fight, folks, because God has got you there for a reason. He's going to put people in your path to help you get to a point to where you're going to be strong enough to do it on your own. But He's going to put people in your path not only to help you, but to teach you the things that you need to know, and to guide you to the places and to the resources that you need in order to be the best person that you need to be in whatever journey that you're going on. So I do feel with all of my heart, I've been put into people's lives like Jolie and Miss Tracy and Lynette and Irene and Teresa and Donna and Garnetta. And I mean, the list is, I'm very blessed. The list goes on and on. But I believe that God, it is a God thing, totally a God thing, because those 2 and 3 and 4 and 6 people turned into 10 and 20 and 30 and 40 people. I mean, exponentially, almost. Each year, almost exponentially increased. Only solely because you've got to submit yourself to God. You got to submit yourself, your ways, to work hard, to know your craft, to do the things you know is right, to keep moving forward. And even though God is not working in the mix right now, you don't see it, but He's working in the things in behind you. You may not see it. It may not come to fruition for years, but it will come. You've got to hold on to the fact that it will come. And you cannot compare yourself now. You can't compare yourself now. If you've been doing something just for a little bit of time, you cannot compare yourself to somebody that's been doing things for 10, 15 years. I looked at Christina and I thought, oh my God, if I could just do things like that. I looked at Eric Santana, I was like, God, look at how he's just a wonderful dancer. I just love it. If I could just do it like that. But I forgot, I had just been doing it 2 years, at my 2-year slump. I wanted to be like that. And Christina had been doing this pretty much all of her life. Fitness all of her life. Gone to college and everything. I mean, she had gone through so much, and this was so much a part of who she was. And here I am, just a little babe in it, after 2 years. And then Eric Santana, this is what he does. He works for Zumba. And how could I feel like or think that I could even compare or even do anything to that magnitude like them? There's no way. There's no way we need to compare ourselves to people that has done things for years and years and years. And if we've only been doing it, say, me, I've only been doing it 7 years. And it'll be 7 years in March. So I can't expect myself to be one way, but I work at it every day. When I say I work at it every day, I tell you, I get and I listen to music, I get videos, I listen to how things sound, I listen to how I feel. It's important that we figure out who we are and the skills that we have and the blessings and the giftings that we have that God has given us through the dreams that He gives us in order to manifest those blessings, those skills, and those gifts that God gives us. And then, once we find out those gifts, that's empowerment. That's an awakening, right? We find out those gifts. We find out what God has blessed us with. And then we get like a travel map. We get a travel map on how to get there. You think about my way to get to where I needed to be is I needed to get certifications. I needed to get a national certification for group fitness. And I needed to get a Zumba certification if I had any plan on doing Zumba. I got my Zumba certification first. And then whenever Eric and Christina was like, you really need a national accredited certification through AFA or ACE to be group exercise certified. So I did. And I know why, because of on the surface it just looks like another certification, but actually that helps you be a safe and secure and have knowledge about your participants to take care of them. It's not just one other thing to have to pay for. It really is a true knowledge that we all need as instructors to get those certifications, to enlighten us to be able to do better for the people that we serve. And being a better person for the people that we serve is what we're here for. If we don't challenge ourselves as instructors, how can we challenge you? I mean, I have nothing against anybody that sits and barks off things to do as far as, you've got to do your circuit training and stuff like that. That's fine. There are different people that do that because that's how they do it. That's how it's supposed to be done, because they're standing there looking at your form, hopefully, and looking at your alignment and looking at what you're doing. But I've never been a person that would tell you to do something and me not be able to do it myself. And me not be able to do it and keep doing it until you can do it, right? And those of you that come to my strong class or any of my Zumba classes or my Tru Fit classes, you guys know I will not sit there and tell you to do something that I don't do myself, that I'm not sitting there doing myself. So I challenge you. I challenge you to find your gifting. Start doing it. Start reading upon it. If it's writing a book, there are many things out there that says write a book in 90 days. Have it published, self-published. With how the internet is now, I'm working on a book right now. And I'm probably not a book writer, but they say everybody's got at least one book in them. I'm working on mine right now. So whether it be writing a book or writing music, there's a lot of talented people out there that I know. So I know there's a whole lot more talented people out there that can sing, that can write music, that can dance, that does theater. Oh my gosh, if you guys know Kindle Theater, I mean, he's the most dramatic, quiet person I've ever known. And he admits it. So, we have so many people in the city so skillfully rich in giftings and talented in so many things. My son is sitting in his room right now. He knows how to pick up any instrument and play it. And I want him to do the things that make him the best that he can be with his giftings. And with you guys, being the best that we can be with our giftings actually exonerates the Lord, because that's who gave us our giftings. So learning how to ask for the blessings of your gift, to bring out the blessings of your gift, and to be willing to do the work and put the work in to hone in and to get your gift out there, it's going to be worth it, because God is putting that in you to actually create things for his people. So he wants you to be the vessel for him, so we can work together, so we can help other people. There's so many people out there that are hurting, that need us, There's people around the world that need us. There's so much we can do here on the internet. There's so many classes we could do on the internet. There's so much we could talk about on the internet, folks. We have a connection to the world. We have a connection to the world. And there's so much we could do right now for people. And in my journey, praying for people and helping people trying to get from point A to point B has been the very fiber of my being at this point in my life. Because being so sick has awakened me to how healthy I am now. Okay? Once you've been in a place that's been so dark and sickening, truly, I feel like now that I am in a healthy, lively situation, that all I can do is praise, because I'm thankful for what I have, and I want to push it on out to people. Miss Robin, you're working on your music now? Can I listen to that, Miss Robin? Please let me know. Miss Robin Williams is working on music, and she's going to have an original song coming soon. I want to hear that. Please let me hear that. Hey, Miss Stephanie. I hate that I missed Christmas this year. I'm very sorry. You'll let me do that, Miss Robin? Please message me. I think you can message music, right? On the private message thing. I think so. So I would love to hear it. I promise I won't judge. I love any kind of music. I don't even care. It can be, I don't know, bluegrass. I love it all. I love it all. Again, that's going to be awesome. I'm so proud of you. Oh my God, that's wonderful. Hey, Miss Sandra. You guys, I want you to know that in our giftings, if we do not use them, right, just like with a muscle, if we don't use our muscles, our body is so great to get rid of it, okay? It'll be so great, it won't even be there, you know. It will be a non-issue because you won't have the muscle to be able to work it. I mean, it'll be pretty much, not that it'll be gone, but it won't be mobile. It won't be able to use because you've not worked it out. You don't use it, you lose it. Because with anything, with any gifting that we have, or with any muscle that we have, we've got to make it active. We've got to activate it in order for it to be strong. We've got to activate our skills, our talents, our giftings in order for it to be strong. How do we activate those? We say, Lord, show us what those are. What are your loves in your life? What are the dreams that you've had in your life? I promise you, God don't put a dream in your heart and keep it on fire. You'll come and revisit those dreams periodically, and those are the dreams you need to pay attention to, the ones that are periodically coming and going, that you say, gosh, it sure would be nice to do, you know, just fill in the blank. Gosh, it sure would be nice to go overseas and do missions. It sure would be nice to do missions here in Birmingham. It sure would be nice to help build wells. I love to build with my hands. It sure would be nice to, you fill in the blank of whatever you feel like you enjoy. I don't think God will gift us with things that we don't enjoy. I think God always gifts us with things that we enjoy and that we want to show people, because that's what it's about. Showing people and helping people with our giftings. So, and in bringing that out is where we pray. We pray and we get the energies, and we find the way in order to bring out and to develop those skills and develop those gifts, right? That's part of our awakening of who we are in Christ, who we are in this world, who we are to each other. We are so close together and so closely connected. It is very important that we realize how close we are together and connected by just certain degrees of differences. Whenever I got 20 women together last year, we did a retreat, and we all got together and we all started talking. We realized each one of us had an actual connection with each other. Each one of us had connections. And without having shared any of that, we would have never known. Sharing is what brings us together and what brings us in, and what helps us to realize we're not alone in life. A week ago, I was talking about how lonely being a single person can be in the world nowadays, and it is very lonely. But I know that I have my God entity with me at all times. Jesus is with me at all times. But it still gets physically lonely. And I mean, I love my children. I love my family. I love my father here, my earthly father. He is a good man. I love my mom. I love my stepmom. But I can't say it's not hard without a mate. But the mates that I had, I'd rather be alone. I mean, I'm just being honest. The mates that I had, it made me want to be alone for the rest of my life, if necessary, because being with someone that didn't care for me was just not what I was wanting to do, was not what I was wanting to live and die with, because being with someone that don't love you is worse than being alone. And I'll still say that after 15 years of being a single person. Because being with someone that absolutely could not care less about you going to the store and them leaving you behind at the store. I mean, looking back at things now, I know that I was never shown real love. And that's not the way my Father in heaven would ever, ever, ever have a man to treat me. But that is actually for another night, okay? I love you guys. Sabrina, I love you guys. Jeff, I love you, man. You did awesome last night in class. And you guys know that you all are welcome anytime in my class. Anytime you want to come, you are welcome. Tomorrow night we have Crazy Crunk Crack Monday is what they call it. Crazy Crunk Crack Monday, okay, at the Northeast YMCA. That is in Roebuck, Alabama. It is free to those communities in which we serve through the REACH program. You'll have to check the front desk to see if you qualify through the zip codes. We have about 20 or 30 zip codes. I mean, it's crazy amount of zip codes that's in that area range. So come in, check it out, and even if you don't fall in that zip code, be my guest. Please be my guest up to 3 times. Come on and let me show you what we can do. All right, let's love on you a little bit. And then we have Tuesday Zumba at the Dawn Hawkins Center. Absolutely free, no gimmicks, no nothing. It's just absolutely free. We just want you to come. Just want you to come, okay? Just come on. Tuesdays are terrific Tuesdays, okay? I mean, I love the fact that it's free. And the Dawn Hawkins Center, Mr. Maurice is over that. And he's a very sweet spirit, and he is accommodating, and he's just there for us. So I want you to feel free to come on Tuesday if you don't feel comfortable, or if you're not available on the Crazy Crack Monday to come to the Northeast, feel free to come on Tuesday at the Don Hawkins Center. That is on the green at the golf course in Roebuck, okay? On Wednesday, there is Zumba back at the Northeast. I'm not sure if I'm going to be teaching it or if Talia will be back. So you'll just have to check in, see which one will be there. I still don't kind of know. Anyway, yes, Crazy Crack Monday, Irene. I love you, Irene. I just love you. The people that I serve on Monday, our Crazy Crack Monday, they named it. They are a special kind of people, and I want you guys to experience that. I want you guys to experience the kind of love and the atmosphere that the classes bring. I think we all deserve to be loved on and deserve to have a feeling of warmth and a feeling of acceptance, and never have I felt more accepted and loved than in these classes. These are phenomenal people. I have men and women. It's not just women. Jeff will cut a rug. Randy will cut another one. And Derek will cut them all up, take them home, and make them back rugs again. I mean, they're all phenomenal. All of the ladies and gentlemen are phenomenal. And I can't speak enough about them in the positive way that they have made me transition into the person that I am. They always challenge me to be the best that I can be. So I go to the next level. I want to take them with me. I'll go to the next level. I find people to go to the next level with me. I love you too, Irene. Mwah. I'm going to let you guys go, but come to Crazy Crack Crunk Monday. Did I get it right? Did I get it right, Irene? Crazy Crack. Okay. But come and just experience it. If you don't want to come anymore, you say, oh, I can't come because that woman is just too crazy. That's fine, but you got to come at least once. I used to say 3 times because the first 2 times you're going to be overwhelmed. You're going to be overwhelmed the first time. If you've never even done Zumba, it's going to be overwhelming. So I don't want you to feel like it's going to be anything new. That, it is normal for you to feel overwhelmed the first time, but come back again. You're going to love how you feel, and you're going to love the people that come. I love the people that come. I love how I feel. I'm the instructor, and all of us sometimes come in and we're like, oh, I almost didn't want to come. Well, I can't do that. I don't say that. But anyway, I almost didn't want to come. I was just tired. I just want to go home. But you know what? They find if they come on in and if they do their favorite song, if I play their favorite song, once I start that music, it's all smiles. I love seeing the smiles that I see. It is just amazing. You guys amaze me. Each time I teach a class, it's more phenomenal than the last. So I look forward to you guys tomorrow night. Again, it's at the Roebuck YMCA. I want you to be able to come as you are. Make sure you bring a smile, your water, and a towel. We're going to rock it out, okay? The fitness genre is Zumba. You can stay at one level. You can start at beginner level. I teach it progressively, meaning that I teach it at a lower level. When we start out, that'll be at your lowest, simplest level. You can stay there, or you can bring it up. I will eventually be at a more aggressive level and take it higher in intensity by the end of the song. But it doesn't mean that you have to take it higher in intensity. You can stay where you're comfortable. I don't ever want anybody to get out of the comfort zone unless you want to challenge yourself. And I challenge you to challenge yourself. Some of the people that's been there a while, I do challenge them because I tell them, you've been here a while. Where do you want to be? What are your goals? How much weight do you want to lose? How many inches do you want to lose? Do you want to get toned? Do you want to get fit? What are your goals? Let's work on those goals. And in order to work on goals, we've got to get out of our box. So that's a challenge in itself. So challenging yourself is what's going to make you move to that next level. And Jeff Simmons Sr. is one of the most exemplary people that I've seen that has challenged himself and has overcome. Jeff, my friend, you are an overcomer. I love seeing it. I love seeing it. You just bring the fire, and you bring the fire for me. I love seeing you there. Oh yeah. I love you too, Jeff. It's always awesome. You guys always make it awesome. Hey, Sonia. But anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. If you have any questions, please continue to do feeding, to do the feed and ask me questions. I'll be monitoring it and getting back to you, okay? We do have new music. We did them Saturday, and oh my gosh, you guys, I laughed at you guys so hard. I laughed at you guys so hard because when I turned around, all I seen were faces that looked like this. It's like, anyway, you would have to come to know what I'm talking about. But please feel free to come. Be my guest. All right, Irene, you gonna bring any people with you? Any guests? Oh, I'm gonna challenge you, Irene. I'm gonna get up in your face tomorrow. Is that okay? I don't want to scare nobody, but Irene loves it. Irene loves she loves the challenge. Okay? And Jeff, yeah, we're gonna have to get you another song. Yeah, we're gonna have to get you another song. So tell me another song that you really, really love, that you really love doing, and let's get that one on the playlist. Okay? All right, I love you guys. If you have a song that you want to hear tomorrow night, please message me and let me know so I can put it on our schedule, okay? I love you guys. Peace out. Have a good night. And see you tomorrow, Irene, Jeff, Christina.